Dreamscape presents Snow Going Back, a feel-good enemies-to-lovers romantic comedy by Emma Tallon, narrated by Hayden Bishop. 1. There was a very specific smell that belonged to old church porches, Kate deduced as she stared at the centuries-old yellow stone walls either side of her. It was a mixture of the incense they burned inside, old wood, and something else, something damp. Yes, it was definitely damp. Though that wasn't surprising. The outer archway had no door, and the narrow windows on either side were glassless, leaving little protection against the wet British weather. She barely registered the low, excited chatter behind her, shivering as the cold October air bit at her bare arms. Folding them tightly, she wished, not for the first time, that they'd chosen a date in the summer, or spring, or early autumn, any time of the year that was warmer than this. The first bars of Johann Pachelbel's Canon in D wafted out from the organ inside. That was her cue. Taking a deep breath, she lifted her chin and pulled her shoulders back, trying to ignore the nerves that jittered around her stomach. "Ready?" She turned to see Amy, her best friend in the world, smiling at her. Kate nodded, touching her dark hair one more time to check it was still in place as the heavy wooden door opened. Light and warmth spilled out, and she stepped forward into its inviting embrace. Her bluey-green eyes softened as she walked to the top of the aisle and looked around. The light from the tall, wrought-iron candelabras dotting each side of the room turned the yellow stone walls to a shimmering gold and warmed the dark wood of the pews. Clusters of white roses, wrapped with trailing ivy, hung on the end of each pew, matching the bouquet in her hands and the sprays on each side of the altar. She'd seen it all before, of course. She'd finished off the last little touches just hours before, but the effect was truly magical. Now, it had all come together. A sea of smiling faces stared back at her as she forced herself onward, one step at a time, to the music. The planning had been the fun bit. This was the part she hadn't been looking forward to. Her long walk down the plank with everyone watching. Aisle, she corrected. As naturally confident as Kate was, being at the center of such pointed attention made her feel like a zoo attraction. People craned their necks to see around wide-brimmed hats and feathery fascinators, and the clicks and flashes of the cameras began. Ignoring it all, she focused instead on just one familiar face ahead of her.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?